Usually, speakers begin with how much of an honor and a privilege it is to stand before the audience. But today, I can say with full sincerity that it is truly remarkable that I stand before you. I was born into a situation that was set up for failure. The odds were stacked against me before I even left my mother's womb. My mom was a 21-year-old at Carthage College when in the prime of her life something wonderful yet difficult took place. She was pregnant with a baby boy. With my father out of the picture, my mother left school to support her son, and I spent the first 10 years of my life in North Chicago, Illinois. A city full of positive people, no doubt about that. But unfortunately, I had my fair share of negative experiences as well. Despite the love and care from my mother and my wonderful grandparents, Ted and Bernice, who are here today, I saw some things that no kid should have to see. Drive-by shootings and home invasions are no way for an 8-year-old to experience the world. We moved to Waukegan for a while before eventually settling in Zion when I was 10 years old. And in those early years, I saw some things that made me think differently. I realized that the problems that persisted, they were not my fault. But I had to take responsibility. This lesson in leadership was something that I learned it from Christ, to be honest with you. As a Christian, I believe the many sins of the world were not Jesus' fault. Nevertheless, he took them on as responsibility. And we as a generation would do well to capture that same mentality, especially if our society is to be truly great again. See, if we look for people to blame, our list will take a lifetime to go through. But there is tremendous power in personal responsibility. And our generation must realize that we don't have to remain victims. We can instead live and love as victors. I also learned that my past doesn't define me. It's behind me. And my fears don't scare me. They prepare me. Hashtag wisdom. Thanks, Sam. So I spent a big portion of my youth waiting. I waited for my dad to show up. I waited for my mom to get off her second and third job. I waited on tables in college to pay for school. I felt like John Mayer. I was just waiting on the world to change. But see, while I was down in Springfield the past couple years working in the Illinois Senate, I read a lot of Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln once said, "Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle." So that's why I wake up and I put that Rick Ross on. Because every day I'm hustling. And today, I'm officially announcing I'm not running, I'm hustling for Illinois State Senate.
All right.
Let's be honest, anybody with a Facebook knew that. What you really came to find out is why. See, leaders start with why. Why now, Blake? Someone asked me that the other day. And with all due respect, I looked him in his eye and I said, because Illinois cannot afford to wait. See, I refuse to accept the political reality I was given. I'd much rather create a new one. See, a hustle is about making something out of nothing. It's not even about bringing a dream to life, because hustlers don't have time to sleep. See, I know about a hustle, and I know about the grind, but I'll tell you who doesn't. Our government. If Illinois government were a person, they wouldn't make it in my hood, stealing everybody's money and never paying it back. And they definitely couldn't be your neighbor, unless, of course, you live next to a prison. See, too many people in Illinois are waiting. Sure, they may yell and scream and cuss, and that's just in traffic. But it's time for a change. Illinois sure needs one. And when I graduated from my master's program, I basically had three options in Illinois. I could leave and find a good job somewhere else, like my friend Alex Nugent, for example. Went to Colorado. I could stay home complaining and pointing fingers and looking for someone to blame. Or I could come home and be a part of the solution. I chose the latter. Now, I'm not your typical politician. I'm not your typical candidate. I'm not your typical Republican. Last time I checked, young black men weren't Republicans, but I think that just might change after today.
All right.
I can already hear him saying, Republicans listen to Rick Ross? But I'm a candidate. I'm a candidate because my candidacy is a miracle. Because my presence on this platform is a defiance of odds. I'm a candidate because young people need to know that their voice does count, that they do matter. I'm a candidate because I can be. However, even though I'm a candidate, that doesn't mean that it's just another campaign. This is a movement.
All right.
Better yet, it's our movement. And all the cool kids are calling it hashtag IL Greatness. IL Greatness is a shortened version of our slogan, Awaken Illinois' Greatness Within. And each of those words was chosen with purpose. So let me briefly explain what they mean. Number one, awaken. Illinois has been lulled to sleep with lies and greed and corruption. People have gotten so fed up that they've given up. But the political ruling class in our state haven't fallen asleep. In order to be great, we must wake up. Number two, Illinois. Everything we need to be great is right here. Our rescue won't come from Indiana. It won't come from Wisconsin, and I definitely don't think it's coming from Washington. Number three, greatness. See, good isn't good enough. We must not be content with good. We must go from good to great. See, greatness is about consistency. It's about excellence. For too long, we've been great at being bad. Illinois has been a joke, but we can become an example for the nation. Because if you can fix Illinois, you can fix America. And lastly, within. Within is such a powerful word because when I say within, I'm not talking about locations. I'm talking about leaders. The true greatness of Illinois are its people. You are the greatness within. At this point, you're probably wondering, what's my plan? How are you going to make this happen, Blake? Well, I've got an answer for you. And it's surprisingly simple. I can't. Let that sink in for a second. A politician just told you he can't do something. But I'm telling you the truth. Let that sink in for a second. A politician just told you he's telling you the truth. I told you guys I'm not typical. But seriously though, on my own, I cannot fix this problem. In fact, no single legislator on their own can fix this problem. Too many politicians want to tell you about their 5-point plan, their 999 plan, their golf plans. And I've seen some of these politicians golf. A triple-digit score might just be their golf plans. But these plans aren't a solution. If they were, we wouldn't be in this mess. Even if you gave the best policy prescription available, it's still politics. You still have to go down to the Capitol and convince a bunch of true politicians to agree with you. A feasible task, but only in part, because therein lies the problem. Many of them don't want to fix your problems because your problems are their profit. The more messed up things get, the less you pay attention, the longer they stay in office. Lather, rinse, repeat. Now, with that being said, I do have a plan, and it is important that you know where I stand. Every decision I make in Springfield will flow from two simple statements. more opportunity and less taxes. What we need in our state are more opportunities for people to rise up from their current circumstances and fulfill their God-given potential. The government is not our savior, and the more we see them as security, the less freedoms we have. And when I say less taxes, I do not simply mean a reduction in taxes. What I'm really talking about is respect for taxpayers. Too many in our capital think that our tax dollars are their money. It's not. They are hard-earned dollars by Illinois citizens. We can respect taxpayers by consolidating taxes and updating old ones. We can respect taxpayers by giving them a good return. For example, Illinois school financing comes mainly from property taxes. You might be happy to know that Illinois has the second highest property taxes in the nation. You've just won the 48th state in education funding. Some districts spend nearly $17,000 per student, while others spend as low as $4,000. These sorts of tax gymnastics and opportunity inequalities must stop. The system is rigged, and few of these things make sense. So I believe that a common sense approach like more opportunities and less taxes might go a long way in Springfield. However, if a single legislator cannot fully fix the problem, how do we fix the problem? You ever remember taking a test in school and the professor answered a question in a previous question? How do we fix the problem? How do we? The answer is we. Together and only together can we fix this problem. And we won't fix it by being angry and disgruntled. We fix it with greatness. See, everybody knows the problem. And a select few work to find solutions. But nobody is talking about what it looks like when. The reason why voters have no passion is because they have no political purpose. Gathered here today are a special group of individuals. We are the outliers. We are the ones who are exceptional. Being here today is an admission that deep down you believe in Illinois' greatness. You don't come to an event like this because of politics. You showed up because deep down you were hoping for something different, something transcendent. But what I'm excited to tell you today is that you didn't come for transcendence. You brought it. You are the movement. You matter. And as a group, you are far more powerful than you ever knew. So often, politicians want to talk about themselves. But any true public servant knows our Constitution begins with we the people. Today, we say enough. No more politics as usual in Illinois. We must commit to a different way, a better way. So what does this better way look like? As I look behind me at this logo, I see more than a silhouette of our state. I see a story. One night, I awoke from my sleep, and I had a vision. I tried to scribble what I saw on a piece of paper, but my hand could not reproduce what began in my heart. See, that vision could not fit on a napkin. It could not fit on a canvas. My vision was neither graphic nor portrait. My vision was a mosaic, a collection of faces and images that told powerful stories. I saw a single mother, once questioning her fate. She looked down to tell her children that they too could be great. I saw a skinny black kid from the hood telling all his neighbors that it's all good. I saw a nobody that nobody noticed daring to do something noteworthy. I saw a land of Lincoln where women and men dared to be free. I saw skyscrapers a mile high. I saw cornfields a mile wide. I saw an Illinois where the sun was shining and its people were rising. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today is the dawn of a new era. Illinois will be a place where you have a hope. Illinois will be a place you can call home. So wake up, O sleepers, and arise from the dead. Because today is the day we awaken Illinois' greatness within.